Hey guys, welcome back to Dislyte. In today's video, we've got the new patch notes, which are massive. I'm going to go through the whole patch notes, but I do have a TLDR that I just wanted to go through first because there's a few things that might impact your decisions that you make in the near future. For instance, relic sell prices are increasing, so you might want to hold out on selling your relics until the update so you can get more gold for them and stuff like that. But we'll go through that list. But first of all, I just want to say patch notes in general, I'm really impressed with how much content they are putting in this update and just like the amount of stuff that we have to look at. It's quite nice. So massive props to the team for the first patch. There are a few points of concern definitely in there, but we'll talk about them when we get to them. But I just wanted to go through this TLDR list first. So we've got the new Esper skills, which we'll look at. Keep in mind, this does include cooldowns, multipliers, you know, whether they're multi-hit or not, all that sort of stuff. So we'll definitely go through them once they drop in the game as well. But we've got a pretty good idea of the characters and they look quite nice. Then we've got Meredith going to be free. It looks like Meredith is going to be free from an event if you do all the event requirements, which is really nice. Now, she is the new 4-star wind attribute unit, which I think maybe if she's a multi-hit could be decent for Fafnir, so not too bad for free-to-play players to pick up on that. Then we've got Holo Battle / Guild War coming in, which I'm super excited about. It is going to be a 3v3 format. We'll go through all the format rules in that. I'm loving the look of it. I can't wait for that. The club shop is changing some of the items, so we'll go through that like later, but just keep in mind, you know, you may want to save club shop points for the changes in the club shop as well. Event maps. So this is the cool thing. I've spoken about the previous events in the game, how it's just sort of like, you know, do your daily stuff and you get rewards. But this one is going to be more immersive. We've got event maps with a storyline and stuff like that by the looks of it. So it's going to be a nice, fun, more immersive event, which I like to see as well. Fafnir changes. They've made a couple changes to Fafnir. Which I think it's, what was it? It was his amount of shields that he has reduces to 4 from 5, but now also you can only deal 35% damage of his max health % damage to him per hit. So that's a change. I know it's sort of wrecked some people's strategy, but we'll talk about that more when we get up to it. The rate up banner is obviously coming. So, you know, if you want to summon on this banner, you want to get Ollie, obviously you hold out on your summons. Standoff has changed. Now, I'm not sure if it's a change or an addition, but it says the standoff now is going to be stop you from having your AP reduced. I'd assume that's in addition to being immune to death, but it's up to interpretation of the patch notes. We'll have to wait and see. And then relic sell prices, like I said at the start, they're getting increased, so you might want to hold out on that. And just jumping in editing, because I forgot to put this in the TLDR, which is a fairly important point for a lot of players, I guess, and that is going to be the Mona skin. It looks like it's going to be paid only. Now, I'm not going to talk about that now. We'll talk about it later on in the video when we get to it. But yeah, looks like that is going to be what it is. But now, that's pretty much it for the people that wanted the TLDR. There is other stuff in the patch notes. They were just the main points that I thought, you know, someone that just wants a few minutes to see what's happening and then bounce. There you go. See you later. Don't forget to hit like on your way out. Thank you very much. Everyone else, we're going to go through it, talk about the characters, talk more in depth about all these points and what we've got coming. First off, we're going to go through the new characters. Ollie is a fighter Esper with support abilities capable of preventing allies from dying. He's actually got pretty cool abilities. Ollie, in my opinion, just from reading this, he's going to be like a cheat code for Kronos, is the way I see him. Ollie's first ability, Hook Strike, deals damage to an enemy with a chance of inflicting silence. Doesn't really help for bosses, but you know, it's still cool. When an allied Esper takes a fatal hit, Ollie's passive ability, Salvific Judgment, dude, I suck at words, grants the judgment to prevent them from dying, as well as invincibility and recovery, and inflicts Law of Dort on the attacker. So if an ally dies, instead they don't die, they get invincibility and they get recovery, which is pretty cool. Now, I'm assuming this will be a passive with a cooldown. I'm assuming like a 5-turn cooldown, or it may be like only has one effect per battle or something like that. I'd assume it'd be a long cooldown passive because we do have cooldowns on passives in this game. His third ability, Law of Dort, deals damage to an enemy with additional damage based on the target's max HP, inflicting defense down and taunt on them, which is really nice. But the big thing is on the Ascension, deals damage to an enemy with additional damage based on the target's max HP, inflicts defense down and taunt to them while granting the caster invincibility. So that makes the taunt more valuable because he's getting invincibility. So if this is my thing, in Chronos, he drops the rock, that ally would die, they no longer die, they gain invincibility, they gain like it's gonna be like it's gonna make speed team so safe because they'll gain invincibility and recovery, and then he's also gonna proc his third skill, which is gonna do defense down and taunt the enemy, but then he's also gonna be invincible. It's just like the taunt doesn't really matter, but it's just like the invincibility, the armor breaking, the just the safeguards are huge. So I can see people pulling Ollie and then just getting to like 100% successful speed runs pretty easily just from him alone. So that's cool. Also, I think he's going to be great in PvP. Guild battles, definitely. Stuff like that. Next up, we got Lauren. She was the big chick with the shield. She's a support Esper who grants a shield to all allies and counterattacks the attacker when her shield is destroyed or dispelled. So, first ability, shield attack, deals damage to an enemy based on attack and max HP with a chance of inflicting silence. After each allied Esper takes action, Laura's passive ability, Shield Guardian, grants the ally shield, which absorbs damage based on her max HP. So basically, every time an ally has a turn, they get a shield, which is pretty cool mitigation. I like this. I'm curious to see how much of a shield, but with Ascension, when allied Esper's shield is destroyed or dispelled by an enemy, she has a chance to counterattack. Keeping in mind, when she counterattacks, she has a chance of inflicting silence, which is kind of cool. So I like that sort of kit. And then we got this one. Iron Wall grants a shield and crit resistance to all allied Espers. If the target already has a shield, increase the shield strength. So not too bad. The crit resist is something that they're bringing into this this update as well pretty heavily. So I'm not too sure. I haven't seen crit resist yet, unless I've missed something. I'm a scrub, so I probably have. But anyway, moving on to that, we got Nicole. Nicole is a support Esper who can receive and take damage for allies while granting them defense up, invincibility, and other buffs. I like the look of Nicole personally. She's a shimmer as well. First ability, a Spiral Strike. Deals damage to an enemy based on her max HP with a chance of inflicting Sear. Not too bad getting that Sear in there. Second ability, Dead Man's Protection, grants Soul Guard to an ally Esper. Ascension, when Soul Guard revives an allied Esper, Nicole immediately grants them standoff and recovery. So what is Soul Guard, you ask? Part of the damage taken by the carrier will be redistributed to the caster. So any damage that the person with this buff takes, some of it will be redistributed to Nicole. Kind of like the inverse of Q's link ability kind of thing. You get the gist, same sort of effect. The carrier, when dies, revives immediately and restores a certain amount of HP based on their max HP. This buff expires on the caster's death. So to recap that one, it's basically a buff, she shares the damage, and if they die, they get revived. Now, Nicole's third ability, Spinning Wrap, deals damage to all enemies based on her max HP, granting defense up and invincibility to all allied Espers and Soul Guard to the ally with the lowest HP. This ability must have a huge cooldown. So it's a team-wide invincibility, which is quite huge, and defense up. So the way I'd see this ability would be, my guess for this one is going to be single turn invincibility, 2-turn defense up, and I'm going to say a 6-turn cooldown at base that maybe goes down to a 5, because that's a crazy ability. So yeah, but also you're getting that other ability on the lowest HP allies, so when they die, they're going to come back. So this is a pretty good skill. She's very susceptible to purges or stripping, but besides that, amazing kit on Nicole. I really like that one. Keen to see cooldowns and stuff like that and multiplies on all these characters. So then we have Meredith, who is the wind attribute 4-star, who looks like we are all going to get for free if I've read the patch notes correctly, which is cool. So her first ability, Sonic Venom, attacks an enemy with a chance of inflicting poison. Her second ability, Sonic Shield, restores a certain amount of HP and grants defense up and crit resist to an allied Esper. So single ally gets that buff. Her third ability, Hand of Skylar, Reduces the max HP of an enemy by a certain percentage and restores HP to all allied Espers equal to a proportion of the damage dealt. Ascension, if the allied Esper's HP is above a certain ratio, grants speed up. So this one's nice. Now, her second ability being single target isn't the greatest, but it is going to be a single target heal with the defense up. Obviously, team-wide defense up would have been really nice. We do have other units that do that anyway, so it's not like the biggest issue not to have. So it's a nice little single heal that also gives them a bit of mitigation. But it's that third skill. Reduces the max HP of an enemy by a certain percentage, keen to see numbers, and restores HP to all allied Espers equal to a portion of the damage dealt. Now, this is going to be cool because if this third, like, I'm curious to see if she's multi-hits and she's going to be useful in Fafnir. I'm not too sure, but speed up, I think if we get her for free, it's going to be the first free-to-play unit that has a speed up buff for the team. So that could be really nice. Obviously, you'd have to be above certain health with your team, but you know, getting speed up is quite handy, especially when there's not many great units that everyone can get with that ability. Anyway, moving on from that, new features. We've added the Club Holo Battle. Now, I don't want to read this all because it's quite a read, but it looks like we're going to have like a sign up phase. You need to have at least 10 players in your guild sign up with and put a defense forward to be able to enter in. And then once you're entered in, it's 48 hours per battle, and it looks like there's going to be 3 battles per week. So that's going to be the general format. You can check the times here. So like formation set is Sunday, 1 a.m. to Monday. You know, you get the gist. You got 24 hours to place your team. And then, yeah, like I said, I don't want to go through it all. The key points are that you've got a sign-up phase. It looks like there's going to be 3 battles throughout the week, running for 48 hours each, where you attack enemy formations and deal damage to them. I'll go through more in depth once it's actually out. I'll do like a full guide to it. It's very similar to Summoner's War. I don't want to try and explain it when you can't actually see it, but the big thing is that it's going to be 3v3 matches, which is really cool. So 3v3, I love that format. It just adds usefulness to so many units. I cannot wait to just team build on some clan battle teams. But that's the basic gist. And then you're going to get rewards, all that stuff. I don't want to just sit here and read that because that is just so tedious. It's not funny. I'll do a guide when it's out. But just keep in mind, you need 10 players to register. Affiliate your guild with active players. And then, you know, every 48 hours you get a new battle. So you just have to keep on top of your players, making sure that they are attacking. So that's the key things with that. I cannot wait for it. We will do much more content on guild battles once it is here. Sick feature. Can't wait. Okay, next time, the event, the Lone Star event, it just talks about the details with the map that we're going to have. Event maps will unlock during the event. Complete story stages of the maps to redeem Wind Attribute Epic, Esper, Meredith, like I said, from the event. So it's cool. Once again, events, one of those things, they're going to be in there. We're going to get cool stuff. We'll go through it more when we can actually see the event instead of me just reading a bunch of words because I suck at reading and all that stuff. So we do have the Ollie banner coming up as well, obviously, where you get the rate up on Ollie. So, you know, if you want to summon for Ollie, he seems really good. PvP/Chronos unit. So, you know, if you want to save up your summons, go ahead. I obviously summoned just the other day, but I'm pretty happy with it, with what I pulled. But yeah, just keep that in mind that it is coming. You added the event story review to feature. Don't really stressed about that. 4 heart discs to the DJ contest. For those that play the DJ contest, the old Guitar Hero type stuff, you know, enjoy that stuff. I have no idea. That's not my field. Added name card for Ollie. Standoff buff change. This is the one I spoke about at the start with my TLDR. When in a standoff state, an Esper becomes immune to AP down. So that's all it says. So is that the new description of standoff, or is that an additional buff to standoff? Because it says buff change. So I'm assuming it's in addition to. That's how I would read this. You're immune to damage. You're immune to death, but also you can't get AP down, which is going to be so handy. The amount of times in Cube and Tower you have one of those, what's the turtle guy? I can't remember. Renzi, I think it is. where he's at, like he's in standoff and you just keep reducing him. It's like 3 hours later. I think there's actually something in the game because I noticed on one of mine after like 10 minutes, it just like removed the standoff buff. Like he didn't have a turn, it just removed it. I was like, thank you, sir. So, but that will stop a bunch of that annoying stuff. Plus, it's a buff. AP down is incredibly strong in the game, so having something that sort of counters that is really nice as well. Online union shop changes. So this is the club points. Elite Experimon price reduced from 300 club points to 100 club points. So don't be buying that Experimon. I never buy them anyway. New items available for level 1 clubs. Level 30 rare Starimon ×1 and gold record. So you only have to be level 1 to get a gold record from there. Level 3 is going to give Inferno, Wind, and Flow fragments. Obviously, you're getting them through the other aspect of the guild, so you can, like, you know, if you're 5 away, you can cap that off and buy them and get there. Level 5 is changed from a level 30 Starimon to 1x Epic Starimon, so that's just a buff to that option. From level 7 is changed from Epic Starimon to 1x Shimmer Record Fragment ×5. So you start working towards those Shimmer Records, which, you know, you're going to get useless stuff out of it every time, but it's that glimmer of hope for that 1% legendary. I'm probably going to buy these every time. You know, gambling addicts. Club item change from gold record to level 1 legendary Starimon. So honestly, I like this change because you're now getting that that gold record at level 1, and now we can get a legendary Starimon, which is just good for getting food up and stuff like that and leveling things up. So I'm happy with that change. Relic market change. So this is a big one. So not too much changes. There's no change on the 6 stars. I was hoping 6 stars would go for more. And as you can see, the lower ones get a bigger percentage sell increase than the higher ones. But still, for 5-star relics, when, you know, you're selling probably, when you're farming level 10, you're probably selling like, you know, 5 to 15 5 stars each 10 run, you know, which adds up. So, you know, like it doesn't seem crazy, but over the course of a day farming, it's going to be a nice gold increase. Plus, you are going to be selling some 4 stars as well and getting 1,000 increase on them. It's just a nice gold income increase for those farming some relics. Optimize some stories from chapter 2 to chapter 12. This one, okay, this is the Fafnir one. I don't know why this is in story changes, because this is a boss change. Reduce boss Fafnir's base HP in Ritual Miracle level 8, 9, and 10 from 5 stacks to 4. So you only have to bust through him 4 times instead of the 5 that it was before. This is the other thing. Single hit damage dealt to Fafnir will not exceed 35% of his max HP. So for this one, like I touched on at the start, for most players, you'll see this and not really care because it's like, okay, you're meant to use multi-hits anyway, so you're probably not nuking him with a big single target nuker because you want to bring as many multi-hits as possible to break through the shield. But there were some people doing like a really cool strategy using, I think, Q, linking him to a crystal and then like just nuking the hell out of the boss. So this like really bones them. I think you had to do that strat on manual. I'm not completely across it, but yeah, it does suck for those people who find like a cool way to work around it, that it's gone. But yeah, like overall for most players, this is a good, like the two of these changes combined are good for Fafnir because now it means, you know, he's basically got one less shield that you've got to break through. But yeah, for those doing that cheesy mechanic, I feel bad because like when people go through the effort to find that stuff, it's like, you just let them have a win. But, you know, it is what it is. Moving on from that, tweak some non-boss ability. So yeah, they did some boss changes to the bosses in story and tower by the looks of it. So I don't think it's going to have a massive impact that much. I'm not going to spend too much time on the changes to the boss. I think I know some people are struggling in the tower, but I honestly find the boss to be the easier part. It's the 2 waves before him that I found to be harder on. This is Temporal Tower 50. Tweaks boss Spiral Tower. Oh no, that's floor 150. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this will be a change that we'll look at once I eventually get to 50 because obviously I've cleared floor 100, so I can't really check that change. But once I get to 50, I can check how this works and do it. But dude, it's the tower is hard to get to level 50 once you've cleared the first 100. It's nuts. Slightly lowered the probability of dropping advanced Experimon in practice stages and increased gold yield from this stage. I kind of want to, before this update, go in and farm this. I think like I'm not sure how I feel about this. I haven't been starring too many units up, but like, you know, if you're losing, oh no, that's Experimon, not Starimon. So honestly, I think it's not a bad trade-off experience for gold. I don't know. But yeah, as long as they don't nerf the drop of Starimon from there, because you need those 3-star Starimon to keep the farming going. You know, I'm indifferent on this one. I don't know how I feel, whether I want more experience or whether I want more gold. So I don't know. Too deep analytics. Had to see the numbers to figure that out. Anyway, adjusted chapter rewards for chapter 6 dungeon on hard and purgatory difficulty from 5-star Starimon to 2 gold records. For me personally, I prefer the 5-star Starimon. I've completed that, so I'm happy that I've got that. But if you prefer summoning, maybe wait till the event, till the update to do that. Up to you. Following the update, the number of people who can explore Yeshua, this is actually a big one. I should have put it on the TLDR. It's a change. The ripple system still sucks like to no end, but this makes it a little bit easier. I still think it needs some adjustment, but you know, it's a step in the right direction, because I did get 3 full copies of Dahlia before I got 1 full copy of Yeshua, due to the fact that there wasn't 30 entrants. I was always like number 24, number 26, something like that. So I mean, it's still a really big nightmare, but it's a change in the right direction. Optimize the player reviews function panel, not too stressed. Optimize the low tier matchmaking to make it a better experience. One of the packs have been changed. Optimize icons for rookie, not too stressed about that. Optimized Esper resonance panel, popularity is checked by default, meaning when you jump in there you can just see the percentages of who does what, which, you know, that sort of makes sense that it would be there automatically. After the update, new players that still have the 30-day buff can't see Esper XP boosters 8 hour and Esper XP boosters 24 hours in Plaza resources. Okay, so because when you've got this 30-day buff, like, so some people might miss it, but you've got this buff, not that one. Not that one. There it is. So for the first 30 days, you get this rookie buff that gives you 100% experience. What I think they're talking about taking away being able to see the experience boosters, these things, from your bag, because you've already got it and they don't stack. So if you use them, it's just a waste. So I think it's just a failsafe. That's how I understand it. I could be a little bit wrong on that, but that is how I understand it. So let's scroll back down. Like I said, massive patch notes. Massive. Let's see where we're at. That's the club stuff. Dude, like, check these patch notes. And after the update, promotion rewards obtained for the first time of any Esper to 5-star on the 4th day have been adjusted from 1 epic Starimon to 150 Nexus crystals. So that's a little change as well. Here we go. We got some balance changes. Now there's no balance changes to like characters' abilities and stuff in this one. Now, when I've looked at patch notes in the soft launch of the game, they do heavy balancing on characters, on Espers. I think this one, because it's still so close to the global launch of the game, people are still figuring stuff out, and doing heavy balancing changes might throw people out a bit. So I think to me, it was a good decision not to do heavy balancing changes until the next patch, in my opinion, if they were going to do balancing changes. But the things that we do have is Hollow Battle leader skills. So Unis increases speed in Hollow Battle by 35%. This dude is just straight broken. I think this is a really bad idea personally. But you know, they do what they do. Like, when you've got a character that's this exclusive, being a Shimmer 5-star, who is already the fastest turn gauge booster in the game, and just completely broken, and then you add a 35% speed lead onto it. Now, to me, I just see this it's just annoying, to be honest. Honestly, I'd rather it be in Hollow Battle than in Arena. It would be more broken if it was an Arena, because in a Hollow Battle, you know, 3 units, maybe you can make something to work around that. But, you know, 35, like, and it's going away from the standard of, like, for instance, if you have a broad speed lead, like, as a 4-star unit, if you have a speed lead that applies everywhere, it's 20%. If it's specific to one area, it's 25%. For 3 stars, if you have a general one, it's 15. If you have it specific to an area, it's 20. So there's a 5 difference. Now, at 5-star, for some reason, For 5 stars, if it's general, it's 25. And if it's in a specific area, they didn't just bring it up the standard 5 to 30%, they've put it to 35%. So like they not only did they buff Unis, who doesn't need a buff, but like they over buffed the speed. I think this is a bit too much in my opinion. I wouldn't mind this speed, like even if they left it at 35, I think it should be 30, that's it. But for a 5-star to have it, I just don't think Unis should be the 5-star that has it, because he's already that broken. But you know, it is what it is. Mimir, he gets hollow battle speed by 25%. This makes him even better in my opinion. He's already a good unit, but that is nice, giving him the speed leader skill. Like I said, I don't know. Leader skills are a funny one. They've always annoyed me in games, so I don't know. But you know, that's a buff for Mimir. Everyone that gets a leader skill, it's a buff for them. So increases ally attack in hollow battle by 30% for Meng Po. And then Taylor, Hercules, who I honestly think Hercules could get a run in the in the hollow battles, because he's got the ability where enemies he kills cannot be revived, and we've just got like a bunch of revive type skills in the game, so I think it could be quite good. Who knows? Maybe he gets some use, because I think his multipliers are just bad. He doesn't hit too hard, but maybe he gets that niche use by stopping, like as a counter to revive teams in hollow battle. Could be a thing. Could be a thing. And then we go down here and we just go through a bunch of packs. Okay, so there was something in packs that I really should have gone through, so slapping it in here now. The Mona skin is going to be paid only. It's at a discount during the event, and then it will be back for normal price. So I really thought that it was going to be free. I just hoped it would be free, seeing it was Mona, which everyone has. And I thought, you know, the first skin in the game would be really nice to the players, just to go, you know, here you go, everyone, you know, do the event, have the skin. Having said that, we are all getting a free 4-star. And if I had the choice between a free skin and a free 4-star, I would take the 4-star every day of the week. But that's me. I know some people, I know free-to-play players will be really pissed at this, because, you know, you want the skin, you want everything. But at the end of the day, as long as it doesn't have stats, I don't really care personally. But I'm not a massive like have to have. Plus also I'm the kind of person, if I really want a skin, I will buy it. Now pricing, I'm assuming around $15 based off what they do in AFK Arena, which is also done by Lilith. But yeah, normally in that game, it's around $15 for discounted skins. Now, the other thing is, normally in AFK Arena, which I know this is a different game, but you know, same publisher, is they normally do 2 skins at a time, where one's paid and one's free. I really would have loved to see that in their first skins, if they would have added another skin and then given everyone Mona for free, just to, you know, be a bit of a props to the community. But it is paid. Once again, there'll be a lot of pissed people, because I know every time anything is paid, it creates a lot of rage. But as long as there's no stats, I'm okay with it. Like if there's stats on it, then I get into the rage format. So we'll have to wait and see. If there's stats on it, then we get a pitchforks out and we go beat down the door. So once again, we'll wait and see. But yeah, the Mona skin paid only. Bug fixes, the main bug fix, I'm not going to read through all of them because they literally just look like bugs, but fix the problem that after Jacob puts his Fangs status on his teammates, any poison that would be inflicted through taking damage cannot be resisted. Now, I don't know if that was previously it couldn't be resisted and that's being fixed, so now it can be resisted, or now it can no longer be resisted. I don't know. Jacob users, let me know if you know. But that is going to sum up the patch notes. Like I said, massive notes, a lot in it. All around pretty happy. Couple little issues, but besides that, good patch notes. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.